Today's message is that nobody is coming to save you. No Jesus, no Buddha, no Allah, no Abraham. Nobody is coming to save you. If you don't know how to turn the most powerful tool that you've been given to work for you. People are having issues because they're resisting emotions. That's impossible because you are emotions. You are energy, emotion, as the word emotion is. Your brain produces chemicals, and if you don't know how to synchronize your brain, you will always be in war with your own neurology. And that's the real struggle and real issue. And that's why for most of the people, even though all the knowledge and all podcasts and all coaches and all books were given, the law of life and resonance isn't working. So until you learn how to save yourself, no prayer, no church, no visit to the Holy Temple will give you any results. First step is to stop identifying with the emotion. So let's say if you're anxious, when you say I am anxious, you literally bought yourself many more days of anxiety. But when you make the separation between you and the feeling and emotion, you literally step out of the identifying with that feeling. So first thing is to say I feel anxious, not to identify with the anxiety through the affirmation I am anxious, or I am depressed, or I am unworthy, or I'm not capable, and all kinds of self-sabotaging affirmations that people are constantly on autopilot reinforcing and repeating, and then they question why things aren't working. Well, just remember what are the things that you were speaking to yourself in the last few days. There's the answer. Nobody is coming to save you. No Jesus, no Allah, no Buddha, no Abraham, nobody. If you don't know how to turn your brain to work in your favor and to be the most powerful weapon you ever could imagine. We should learn more from nature. People are holding on to negativity. Just look at pigeons, look at animals who are chased by other wild animals. None of those who should become a prey never returns to a herd without shaking their bodies and releasing the negativity that they experienced. And what are people doing? They are going around with all kinds of traumas, all kinds of unhealed and unprocessed baggage, emotional baggage, and then they wonder why they're still in the old patterns. Simply because as long as you are not willing to take time to do the work, to clean the basement, like I want to say. For me, subconscious is like dirty and messy basement that nobody visited for years. There's a lot of work to be done there. So only when you clear the subconscious, when you release everything that isn't serving you, there is opening of whole new reality and a life that was meant and supposed to be life from the beginning, but unfortunately somewhere along the way we lost our track, and through the brainwashing of society we literally bought into idea that only if we suffer and struggle and hustle and grind and uh, go through sweat, blood, pain and tears, we're worthy. No, we're not. Results gained through this path are useless results because you are with results from this position, someone who lost their energy, their health, even the desire to fulfill other things, because results from that perspective aren't pleasurable and enjoyable. But when you shift from ease and simply connect to your higher self, you just have the intention, release it, and you witness the results. That's how every single human on this earth should live their life. Yes, it takes some time to recognize what isn't working and what are, if you are not sure what are your blocks, just re-examine and uh, watch what's causing you the most issues now, whether it's personal, professional, financial, health area. What is it that you are struggling the most here and now? Until you do the work and become whole as a person and shift to higher realms of being, you will continue to attract the same people from same realm, and two who come from that uh, level never can create something more meaningful and something that comes from ease and from alignment. You can't escape emotions, you are emotions. Emotion is energy in motion. You are always energy in motion. Even while you are sleeping, you're vibrating. We all have our unique frequency and our unique, so to say, song, which contributes to one song, and that's a universal song. The word universe is translated one song, universe. So, and as you choose, when you choose on the dial frequency on your radio, that's how powerful you are, and that's the ability you have in every here and now, and that's to adjust and tune and find your own unique frequency, to put yourself in ease, to put yourself in a place where you're unapologetically you. Uh, you know you are on track and you know that you are on the right path when you uh, notice or even hear from people that you've changed, that you are now more selfish. Yes, you should always be selfish to first and foremost care how you feel. Everything we want from the outer world is just because of the feeling that that result will bring to us. Feeling is available now. If you are not capable to tune yourself to feeling here and now, no amount of results of uh, no amount of gains from the outer world will ever fill your void. Void remains empty and becomes bigger and bigger as we navigate through this journey if you are not capable to know how to recalibrate your neurology, how to, in every given moment, know how to soothe yourself, how to give yourself that comfort and that knowing and that safety nobody can give you and make you feel safe like you yourself can. And that's the reason why most relationships go through all kinds of different challenges, because when you have two incomplete people who didn't do the work and join together, they expect from each other to be that fulfiller of the void. No one can do that job for you. No one. Even if they try, they will come from a place of lack because they didn't do the work for themselves. And if someone doesn't know how to do that for uh, himself, what makes you think that that person can in any way contribute to fulfillment of your void? Yes, there is void, but how to navigate through everything that's challenging in you or in your life now? Ignore it, literally, because what you focus on grows. What you put your attention to grows. Most of the problems in people's personal life literally disappear overnight at that crucial turning point when they are so exhausted by thinking about it that eventually they say, you know what, I give up. I give up, even if that means that that's the most terrible disaster that I could experience. I give up, even if it costs, I don't know, life or whatever it is. The highest price, yes, highest price to pay is your existence here in this journey. And what happens after a few days? Literally out of nowhere, the resolution and the answer and solution comes to that problem that some individual could uh, literally suffer and experience for years. We were taught the wrong way. We were taught when we have issue to focus on issue, to focus on problem, to think about the problem. By false assumption that if we focus more on what's challenging and what's the issue and what's the problem, we will solve it faster. I never met a person who is obsessed with their problems who successfully resolves them. Never. But those who literally, I beg your pardon, give zero fuck about what's going in the outer world, literally like some kinds of wizards, uh, always find through the least effort solutions to what's going on in their lives. Because let's be honest, every person goes through some kinds of issues, and that's the beauty of life. It would be so boring if we were flatline. Life is ups and downs, and your ability to ride the wave. Never fight against the wave, just learn how to ride the wave. So ignore, literally, even though everybody is teaching you the opposite. What you should do when facing something that's bothering you: ignore it. Ignore it. You can never solve the challenge through the frequency from which you created it, as well as you can never heal in the environment in which you became sick at the first place. So change is necessary. Change is necessary. Uh, and through the path of least resistance and through the faith and knowing that whatever it is that was in front of you as a form of issue, was just kind of test from above whether or not you believe that it will all work out. Of course it will. None of us came here to pay bills, to suffer, and to die. None of us. We all came here to, yes, acknowledge that there are challenges. Of course, there are. But our purpose is to know how to navigate those challenges successfully, how to never fight the wave, how to ride the wave, and how to discover our soul's purpose and to work on it, to allow it to flow through us, because I never uh, prepare what I'll say. I just come here and allow myself to be the instrument for the spirit. And thank you all for being here, because you manifested me, you manifested this message as a reminder that you are powerful, that no matter what is it that's bothering you now, that's just a test and your personal preparation for something much better that is in store for you. As long as we are here, the blessings are just multiplying. How to witness to this fact in your life faster? Through appreciation, through gratitude. Gratitude is the greatest multiplier. If you focus on what's not working be multiplied. If you're focusing on what's working will also be 24/7 multiplied. So ignore what's the issue now. Literally focus on something else. What you focus on grows. What you put your attention to grows. So there must be, if you have, let's say, 5 challenges, there must be one thing beside those 5 challenges that's working for you. And your job is to ignore these 5 that are not working and to focus on that one that is working. And what you do is you shifted your focus on what's working, and what's working will continue to grow, while through the law of least effort, those 5 things that you finally forgot about and that were causing you unpleasant feelings, literally through the law of detachment and letting go and least resistance, become to solve themselves out literally without zero effort from your part. Learn how to trust more, shift your being from fear to faith, allow yourself to heal, allow your natural intelligence inside to heal you from the inside out. And once you know how to reconnect with that void, which isn't void, it's actually a place of your most inner power, where all your creativity is, where all your ideas are, where all your potential is. And just because you didn't connect with the void, it feels like void. But when you know how to put yourself inside, it's like that you have some secret room from which you navigate and operate through this journey with zero doubts, with zero fear, with uh, zero uncertainty. It's literally like you've given the most powerful tools in the entire universe. And yes, it's the most powerful weapon, because, as the saying goes, it's not that person who is in charge of cities and countries and armies that is the most powerful. The most powerful is the one who is in charge of themselves and has control over themselves. When you finally reconnect with this power, you become more reactive, you literally I was someone who was immediately reacting. I was coming from a place of reactive consciousness where literally if some stranger in grocery store would have, as young people say now, side eye, it could affect me to think about that next 15 minutes. Why was I giving myself that luxury of wasting 15 times of my life to think why a random person in grocery store gave me side eye? I mean, it's ridiculous. So, are you coming in your life from a place of reactive consciousness? If you are, immediately stop doing that. How to stop being reactive? By first pausing, because the awareness is the key. You can't work on any uh, limited belief if you are not aware of it. So the moment you recognize that you would react as you used to react is great thing, because that means that you became aware of something you previously weren't aware of at all. So you recognize the pattern, you pause. When you pause, you observe your reaction to react, and you say, ooh, I see, this would usually piss me off. I would react now. I would start yelling. I would start fighting. I would do this or that. And what are you doing with reactive consciousness? Only wasting more time and only focusing on that irrelevant issue anyways. Pause, observe, reaction to react, and let it go. You will gain so much power, and you will so much rebuild your energy and your inner strength, that's something that's a literal treasure. I find that one of the greatest treasures, my ability to become aware of my previous patterns in behavior. And yes, sometimes I still get triggered, but it lasts less and less, because I don't feel, why would I stay in unpleasant place that's literally causing me to have fast heartbeats, to sweat, to be annoyed, to be triggered with someone who doesn't even care. Don't do that. Simply, whenever you think, ask yourself, is this giving me pleasant feelings or unpleasant feelings? It's impossible for you to fight your own neurology. It's impossible. When you think, your body, through the feelings, uh, causes reactions, neurological reactions. Do you really think that you can fight that if you are not aware of what you're doing? No, you can't. You must be aware of your thinking patterns. How you become aware? By the feelings that your thoughts are causing inside you. And only when your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are in alignment, you become the master of this game. If one piece is missing, there is still a lot of work to be done. But once you start exploring, it literally becomes addictive, and nobody can stop you, because it feels better. And at the end of the day, we all want to feel better. Never mind it, and it doesn't matter whether we are in some luxury resort, or we are on the bench in park, or we are at the riverside, or we are in a walk, or we are spending time with our family. We all want to feel good here and now. And feeling good here and now that's the great news available here now, through sifting and sorting through your data, through your thinking patterns. And you own yourself that luxury. Yes, there are dark things in this world, but when you ignore what's happening on the other side, you become the beacon of light and the person who contributes to more and more we eliminate that darkness. In darkness stay people who chose darkness. I grew up in an environment where people used to have pity parties and to complain and to condemn and to blame this or that. And for too long, for my taste, I was part of it until I one day said, you know what, it's enough. I don't want to participate in these stupid conversations anymore. I had two options. Either I'll disappear or either I'll progress. Guess what? Through the grace of God, the soonest I decided and made decision and stepped into new belief that I no longer want to participate in pity parties, the whole new reality became a part of my everyday life, because I have zero tolerance to pity parties, to people who are always complaining and never doing anything to change the place in which they are now. So either change it or remain stuck forever. There is no third option. The moment I said, you know what, I'm no longer participating in this, I became a new person and I witnessed the whole new reality. And that's available for you here and now too. Ignore whatever it is that isn't working, and by ignoring it, it will literally either disappear from your life because it wasn't truth at the first place, or through the least resistance and through the law of detachment, the solution will appear.